let's make a short stop in Memphis, Tennessee, as we did in 1988 for World of Outlaws action at a night race. Watch closely as the number 6 car of Mike Ward seemed to defy the laws of gravity.
And there's Mike Ward into the back on the inside of the track. An awful crash on the 61. And more cars into a Bobby Davis Jr. also involved.
Also, it is number 23, Greg Woolley. Chris Eash, number 17, E, is involved in this thing. And as far as Mike Ward was concerned, the tag he took on the inside wall wasn't that bad. He came across the racetrack. It was getting T-boned that has done the severe damage. So this is a serious, serious accident. Now watch the 5th car in this picture. He comes down and hits Mike Ward. That forces Mike to the left. He takes a brutal shot on the inside retaining wall, but now his troubles really begin. Hard to believe a 1,250-pound car could get this high in the air. The wing is of no use here because he never really gets upside down. Now you'll see coming into the picture, the number 10 car, Bobby Davis Jr. He could not possibly avoid Mike Ward. When Davis got on the brakes, he was rear-ended by the red 29 car you see on the left. That is Jim Bowden. But there was more damage than just that for that. Mike Ward continued to take a beating.
He's the one that was hit the hardest and the one we're most concerned about at this particular moment.
All of the other drivers were okay, but it was several long minutes of waiting before we had any news, good or bad, about the condition of driver Mike Ward. Well, Ron, do you hear the roar of the crowd behind me? It's because Mike Ward of Memphis, Tennessee is crawling out of this demolished sprint car. He was unconscious momentarily. They had put a neck brace on him. They were lifting him out. He came to, grabbed the neck brace, threw it away. Oh, these men are so very, very tough. He's obviously shaken, and I'm sure he'll go to the hospital. But as you can see, he's moving under his own power. A scary one to be sure. Now we move a short 200 miles east. That's Nashville, home of the Nashville Network and the Nashville Motor Speedway and SCC Stock Car Action. Jimmy Kitchens in the red, white, and blue car was the first to learn the reality of cement guardrails. Seriously, though, Kitchens came off of turn 2, got sideways, and hit the wall. A very good look. He was okay, though, but obviously out for the day. Maybe the month. Now, it's a year later, 1988. Keep your eye on the 3rd car in front of our in-car camera.
Oh, a spin! That is Mike Garvey in the 26, losing and then up against the fence coming right off turn number 4.
In this replay of the incident, it looks as if the 81 car might have tapped Garvey on the left rear, sending him straight into the wall without warning. As bad as this looked, moments later, Michael Garvey walked away from this one unhurt. Later, there was an example of what happens in Nashville when cars bunch up in a turn, especially turn number 4.
Boy, look at that traffic jam coming up in turn number 4.
Whoa! And more than a traffic jam, we have got a multi-car accident on the front straightaway, right at the start-finish line. At least 4 cars are involved here.
Well, the most severely damaged would appear to be Russ Erlin, the 8 car, right there at the start-finish line. You can see some of the officials down there checking him out. Everybody else seems to have gotten back underway. But Erlin is going to bring out the caution flag for an extended period of time. There he is, out of the automobile. Fortunately, he's okay.
When you see a situation like this, usually it only means trouble. Cars are actually in the process of turning onto the front straight, and a miscue by anybody affects everybody. And in this incident, Russ Erlin, the black number 8, got the worst of it.
Well, there's a little bump going on, a couple of cars ahead of me, and I slowed up, and I don't know who was behind me, but he sure wasn't looking too far. And he hit me in the rear, and it lifted my back end up, and I couldn't drive the car.
It was April 1986, and we had headed a little further south to Atlanta, Georgia, and NHRA drag racing action at the Atlanta Dragway. It was the semifinal run in Pro Stock Eliminator. This was Bob Glidden in the Thunderbird. Etta Glidden, wife and crew chief, looked on. It was Glidden versus rival Butch Leal in the Pontiac. Leal last the stage, taking his time, put a little pressure on Glidden. Leal is finally into the mains. They leap right together. Identical reaction times. This is going to be a classic Ford versus General Motors drag race. It is. It appears. Oh, Glidden is upside down. Glidden in big trouble. Oh, this is a bad one, Brock.
It is indeed. Got into that fence. The car continues to flop and roll. It looks as if the roll cage stayed together. There's sheet metal and fiberglass all over the racetrack. The NHRA safety crews instantaneously on the scene. So far, no movement from Bob Glidden, though. Everybody in his place. Etta Glidden being consoled by Warren Johnson's wife, Arlene. Now, obviously very concerned about her husband, who's there he comes.
And with that appearance from out of the utterly destroyed race car, thousands of fans and this reporter breathed a collective sigh of relief. This replay shows exactly what happened. As the parachute deployed, a shroud line broke, pulling the car to the left. Still going well over 170 miles per hour, the car careened head-on into the guardrail. Then the car began to tumble uncontrollably. Was it possible that a man could survive this unscathed? As totally destroyed as the vehicle looked, it was possible. Bob, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's a miracle to get out of that one.
All I can do is thank the chassis builder, Jerry Haas. You know, I don't know what happened. I felt the back of the car come up, and it went over, and I just put my arms around my head, and I was just in there riding along.
I hope Etta knows that you're okay.
I'm sure she does, but now I'm waiting for her to get down here. She'll surely be here before long.
And it wasn't long till Etta did arrive. A wife whose eyes showed the relief from the knowledge that only a few minutes earlier she had seen everything in her world disintegrate on the racetrack. And last, but certainly not least, every year for 6 years, we have made a pilgrimage to the vaunted Mile of Mud.
Throw away your pop, romping through the swamp in the month of May. Wading through the slimy ooze, you can drive away your blues, romping through the swamp. Let your troubles fly, smelling like a sty, frolicking with the water snakes and newts, where it's always warm and muggy, also spidery and buggy, romping through the swamp.
Now, most swamp buggy racing is of the gentlemanly sort. Maybe a little bump and run, but hey, that's racing. But sometimes there is a serious moment. Turkey Buzzard and Cold Duck, they ranked as free race favorites, but I'm surprised that Turkey Buzzard on the left is as competitive as he's been so far, Paul.
Well, Cold Duck chops right into him, and Turkey Buzzard goes upside down. This could be serious. Let's make sure he's all right. He has the space not in the water, but the Turkey Buzzard definitely on its side and probably out of the run.
You know, we have a lot of fun with this kind of competition, but this is serious business for just a moment. He is out of it, getting some help. I think he's okay. Sure he is. He's waving to the crowd. How about it? But more often than not, things just get flat bizarre. But this is the battle in the Chiefs final. Now, we've seen Engel. He thinks he's got a deed of trust on that inside line, Brock, and he's going to try to take it away from Jim Stewart and Sugarberry. You know he'll do that.
Yeah, maybe so, Steve, but right now Stewart is just hugging the rail, and it looks like Engel's going to try to get by on the outside. But wait a minute.
He rammed him.
Yeah, he gave him full right rudder and just blasted into the side of Jim Stewart. Look at this. Now they're kind of bogged out. Whoa!
Man overboard.
Oh.
Man the lifeboat.
And the lifeboat. Here comes Engel and his crewman. But wait a minute. That's Stewart. He's hot. He's wait. Oh, boy. Here we go. A little duking it out. Looks like a ride in a water polo match here.
This is unbelievable.
but we'll get a little break in the action. What do we got? Round 2 coming up?
We need Howard Cosell to call this one. I know. Oh, great idea, Engel. Take your helmet off when a guy's trying to bash in your melon. Good thinking. I'll tell you, let's take another look at this one. It's incredible. Here he comes. Engel and Reefer Man is just blindside Sugar Bear.
He sure does, and he keeps the power on. So there goes Sugar Bear kind of getting pushed up on the beach. But then Stewart, he responds. I think he kicks her down into low and just kind of drives back into Engel. And right now, we got what you call a broaching situation. Old Engel gets it sideways in the surf, and here he goes.
He knew right then that this was all over. He was going for a swim.
So there you have it. Abandoned ship as the Reefer Madness heads for Davy Jones' locker, at least briefly. But remember, that was just when the fun started, because Stewart and Engel then tangled for a brief 2-rounder before cooler heads prevailed, and then they had to start to clean the wreckage up.
Well, at least they walked away. But now it was time for a tender moment between the Swamp Queen and the Swamp Buggy champion. You got it. The dunking of the Queen. Here administered by the king of the swamp himself, Leonard Jesser. Take my word for it. Kimberly Ellison was glad to walk away from this one. And they walked away. I'm Steve Evans. If you love the sounds and excitement of motorsports, there's really only one place to turn, Diamond T Video. Our trackside cameras capture racing's most explosive moments and bring them straight to you in an ever-growing collection of award-winning home videos. From funny cars and jet cars to pro-stops and monster trucks, Diamond T Video is your front row seat for the wildest racing ever recorded. Hang on and step up to the great racing action that's awaiting you at Diamond T Video. From the Winter Nationals through the Winston Finals, you'll see unsurpassed coverage of National Hot Rod Association Championship drag racing. It's the edge of your seat excitement that makes each NHRA season more memorable than the last. Watch as the kings of the sport hurtle down the track, wheel to wheel at 280 miles per hour. Feel the earth shake in fierce duels between the awesome, fabulous floppers. And hear the engines throb in ear-banging excitement that only Hot Rods in Detroit can bring. Diamond T Video lets you gaze at the stars of tomorrow. Then, it's into the pits to meet great racing legends like Big Daddy John Garlick, Don the Snake Prudhomme, and Shirley Muldowney. Share their incredible stories of victory and defeat, and discover firsthand the strength and faith needed to succeed as a professional racer. Then, jump into the seat for non-stop dirt racing. Join the largest group of outlaw cars and drivers in a fight for a piece of the biggest prize on the championship tour, the Knoxville National. Next, it's on with the show as we go to exhibition racing. Indulge in a bit of culture at the Wheel Stander Ballet. Pay tribute to America with the Jet Car 4th of July. And stomp out the beat of the monster truck rap. Then, give in to a bit of motor mania with a lighthearted look at tractor pulling, snowmobiles, and even Model T. With pigs? Diamond T Video. At times, the scene is frightening. Professional racing at its extreme. Sometimes it's emotional. A moment of personal pain or triumph, but always it's exciting and a tribute to the power, the glory, and the people of professional racing. Diamond T Video, the best seat in the house for motorsports. For information on the complete Diamond T Video collection, call 1-800-421-0725. In California, call 818-702-9723.